So after the boss left for his vacation so that he could test his employees, he did inform the secretaries of the main office that they were to take care of their reports and make sure they got done, because when he came back, he wanted to make sure that all the things that were done needed to be done, etc., etc., and that they were to be ready to give him up when he came back. Well, there were 10 secretaries in that office, and the head secretary, for the first 2 months, just happened to show up a little late each day, and it became 5 minutes late, and then 7, and then eventually after 2 months, it turned out to be like 15 minutes late every day. Then, as things progressed along, other secretaries joined her in morning coffee before they came to work, and they started coming in later with her. And as it turned out, of the 10 secretaries that were in the office, 5 of them were always late every day. Then, these 5 secretaries would go out to lunch together. Then it became, over a period of time, not unusual for their lunchtime to be expanded to also include a shopping spree, which could last 2 hours or more total. Then, as time also progressed, these 5 secretaries started having appointments for very special things that included doctors, dentists, hair appointments, taking kids to the doctors and picking kids up after school. And then over the time, of course, within 6 months, all this came together, and those secretaries were not in the office after 3:30 in the afternoon. But you still had the 5 faithful, wise secretaries who stayed their entire time, making sure that they were up to date on their reports, and it kept on going. The amount of work that these 5 foolish secretaries ended up not doing and piling up over a year actually would have taken them an entire week to complete, to just catch up on the single year. And since each one was involved in a separate division of the company, they didn't have to worry about interacting. They just had to do their reports for their division. Shortly after about 2 years, the phone call came. The boss was going to be in town in 48 hours, and he wanted those secretaries to have their reports ready and be at a private meeting with him at his home. In that time, there would be a limo up front of the office that they were to go into and go to this private meeting, and they were not to tell anybody else that he was in town. Then all of a sudden it became an aha, oh no moment for those 5 foolish secretaries, because that is when they realized that they had so much work to do that there was no way that they could do it in 48 hours, even staying up day and night. It was then that they started pleading with the 5 wise secretaries to please help them get their work done, to help them to come over and help them sort it out and get it together. The 5 wise secretaries says, "Whoa, wait a minute. No way. We have got just enough time to get our stuff done when we have already caught up with everything. We have got to also get our information in for the final reports, and we have to also process it and calculate it and put it out there and be ready within that 48 hours. If we helped you, there would be no time for us to do ours. Therefore, you would be wise if you went out and got some temp help to come in and help you out and finish it." And that's what the foolish secretaries did. Although they were relieved to be able to do that, they did not figure on until it was too late how long it would take to have those people come in, be trained on what they needed, and then process the work. When the 48 hours arrived, the limo arrived outside, and the 5 wise secretaries by that time had all their reports done and even had some time to get a little spiffied up for this meeting with the boss. Then they piled into the limousine and were sped off to this private meeting. The next day, the 5 foolish secretaries showed up at the boss's office, and standing in front of his personal assistant's desk, reported the fact that they were here to give their reports over to the boss on their divisions. The personal assistant called in to the boss and let him know that the 5 foolish secretaries were standing there waiting to see him. And this is the reply they heard over the intercom phone. Have them put their reports on the desk in front of you, issue them their final paycheck, and inform them that if there is any requests about their employment with our company, it shall be ignored. And thus it was so.